Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. It's time for another breakfast with Blaha, and today I'm having Greek yogurt, almond butter, frozen blueberries. Although they've kind of melted because this is the third breakfast chat I've done in a row this morning. All right, let's talk about something that, again, needs to be said, because you see so many people out there who say silly things like fat burning workout versus muscle building workout. Actually, I'll even go so far as say strength building workout. No such thing. Now, we build maximum strength by training 1-rep maxes that do what? Maximize your strength potential from the hypertrophy you've already gained. All right? It's just muscle growth. But people act like they need to train differently when they're losing fat versus building muscle. And it's really ludicrous. Why? What are you trying to do, burn calories while you're lifting? I don't want people to think about that. Do you really think lifting weights is a great way to burn calories? It's not. It's a piss poor form of exercise for burning calories. How do you burn fat? By burning calories. But people say, but Jason, if you're gaining muscle, your energy turnover goes way up. It does. It absolutely does. If you gain muscle mass, it increases your resting metabolic rate. It increases the calories you burn doing cardio. It increases the calories you burn walking, doing everything. Of course it does. Right? Of course it does. But the lifting weights itself, you think you're burning calories doing that? Saw what I just ate, that one little spoonful? That's probably the calorie difference by doing a fat burning workout versus just doing your normal hypertrophy work. It might be 5 calories difference, 2 calories difference, right? You're not burning many calories lifting weights, not compared to conditioning or cardio. Problem is, of course, people say, yeah, but cardio doesn't work, it just burns muscle. You're just, that's true if it's done by itself. If you're not lifting weights, yeah, you lose muscle from just doing cardio. Which then makes your metabolic rate go down. But do you guys see the point we're coming to here? Where is all the metabolic benefit from lifting weights? The muscle gain. So why in the world would you change your lifting when you go from trying to build muscle to burning calories, other than in some cases you have to do less? If you're pushing yourself to the limits while you're bulking, you may not be able to handle those workloads when you're cutting because you don't have the extra food to recover anymore. So let's look at this from 2 different perspectives. We're going to have novices who are a different world than people who've been training a little while. Novices can actually gain muscle and lose fat concurrently at appreciable rates. They're in that category. And I've made whole videos on the sliding scale of the factors that impact the rates at which you can do that and at which points they start to cut off to where you can't do it at all anymore. Okay. A novice lifter carrying a little bit of extra fluff, in other words, someone new to the gym, can absolutely build muscle while losing fat. So where should their efforts be put in the weight room? They should be put towards building muscle, because the more muscle they build, the faster they will lose body fat. Okay? Let's say they're either recompositioning or in a very small deficit. Every pound of muscle that you gain from lifting, if you're able to recomposition on the same amount of food, eating the exact same diet, every pound of muscle that you can gain is going to be a pound of fat lost in your recomposition. Okay, so the faster you build muscle as a novice who is trying to do both, the faster you will lose body fat. It makes sense. You shouldn't be saying, well, I'm trying to use my lifting to burn even more. Why? If you want to burn more calories, go for a walk. Focus on maximizing hypertrophy. In other words, a muscle building and a fat burning workout should be the same thing. You're lifting to build muscle. Your rep ranges, volumes, exercise selection should match that accordingly. Try to gain as much muscle as you can, and that applies to women too. You will never be big and bulky drug-free. It's not going to happen. You don't need to ever worry about it. Maximize hypertrophy. Come back over. What about people who are not novices? They're like, well, in that case, I'm not going to gain muscle while I'm cutting because I've been training 3 years and already put on this amount of size. And so I want to do fat burning workouts. We just covered that. Go for a 30-minute walk. You'll burn more calories than by trying to add extra stuff in the weight room to burn fat. Focus on building muscle. Why? Because when you're not a novice anymore, you lose muscle when you lose body fat. Real easy. So where should your efforts be in the weight room? The same training that you put the muscle on you will help you keep that muscle while you're losing body fat in a calorie deficit. And look at it back the other way. If your workout isn't maximizing hypertrophy and at least holding on to the muscle that you have, we can apply that same number that we just talked about with gaining muscle to losing it. If you're in a calorie deficit and you are losing a pound a week, right? Whatever, pound and a half a week, 2 pounds, whatever. If you lose an extra pound of muscle in that month because you're not stimulating your muscles correctly to hold on to the muscle that you have, you lose a whole pound of muscle. That's a pound of fat that you didn't lose. It's a pound of fat that you didn't lose. That means you now have an extra pound of fat that you could have gotten rid of had you just trained in a way to keep all of your muscle on the same calorie intake. You also lowered your metabolic rate by losing that pound of muscle. You're now going to have to reduce your calories quicker to keep losing weight. You look at this in this context, people have to understand, and this is why the best coaches and the best experts all tell you there's no difference between the two. Anyone who is selling you, this is a cutting workout, this is a fat burning workout, is a trendy con man. They're a fraud. They're a fraud who is taking advantage of you for financial profit. And there's my AC cut on. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.